In the UK, if you want to go to the bank or the chemist, you have to get out your car.
But in the USA, you just have to wind your window down.
We just spent the last 6 months travelling across 20 states in America in this trusty old motorhome called Walter.
And while we were travelling, we did make a list of some of the differences that we observed between the USA and home. Some of them are a little bit confusing for us.
Some are brilliant.
And some of them, believe it or not, kept us awake at night.
Cup of tea, get us started.
Thanks, lover. Cheers.
Cheers. Actually, that's a good culture difference. Everybody knows about coffee and tea. We're tea drinkers.
Yeah, of course we are. But the first thing was the convenience culture in the US. And the first one we thought right on our little list was drive-thrus.
Now in the UK, we're used to drive-through McDonald's and drive-through Starbucks now, and maybe drive-through grocery pickups. But in America, it's just drive-through everything. Everything.
Yeah, you don't have to get out of the car for much.
So not very much.
What was it? There was
Pharmacy.
Yeah.
So you can call up and just arrive and drive through to pick your prescription up.
Yeah. There was a drive-through bank, which is quite interesting. Yeah, you haven't got to deposit money at all.
Yeah, it's like a drive-through ATM or deposits and withdrawals. That was interesting.
A post. We saw a post
office. Yeah,
post
you
office.
can go and buy your stamps without even getting out of your car and post your letters or parcels. My goodness.
Apparently, in LA, there's a drive-through funeral parlor. Which
that'd be dead funny.
You've been drinking?
I saved that joke up.
Nice work. Which is good. Actually, the thing that surprised us the most was the drive-through liquor store.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I mean, what type of mixed messages do they try to sell people?
Yeah, I mean, come on, you're going to have something that don't get thirsty on the way home. You get in trouble.
So yeah, you can just drive through, get your liquor order, and go home. I mean, yeah.
They wouldn't have that in the UK. Maybe we might get that in the UK at some point, but not right now.
Okay, let's talk about plastic bags.
Plastic bags.
Caveat this. We understand that the states are different and they have their own laws on plastic bags and how you get them for free or not.
In different states. We felt guilty sometimes going shopping, and they would put so many things in bags.
They give them away like sweets.
They do.
Like sweets. We bought one banana and you get 3 plastic bags for it.
Do you know, in the UK, of course, you got to pay for these bags now, and it's only, say, 20 pence a bag, but that would soon mount up if you did that. So we're all in the culture of actually taking your own bags into a store. And not what we'd like to know is, what do Americans actually do with all these surplus bags?
That's a good question. What do they do with all the bags?
I
do
don't
they take
get
them
it.
back, or do they just go in refuse? I don't know. Yeah. And then, because in Walmart they have a carousel, don't they? The cashier actually fills all the bags. Which doesn't happen in the UK either.
No, you got to always stand back and let the cashier choose what she thinks should go in what bag.
And she turns the carousel.
But it was only 2 things in it, and I said, "Could it go around one more time?" Put another 4 or 5.
You were always saying, like, "No, wait till they filled it," and I'm like, "I think it is filled."
Anyway, it was quite amusing for us.
That was quite interesting. I was quite surprised at that. Let's talk about alcohol confusion.
Well, it's under the umbrella of actually supermarkets, really, isn't it?
It is. And how shocked were we about walking in to a huge Walmart hyperstore and there's no wine aisle.
And you know why that is. It's because of the different state laws, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. But
I think that's what confused us. In some states, you go into the same supermarket chain and you can buy your wine, your beer and your spirits in that supermarket. And then you go across state line to another state and you can only buy the beer in the supermarket. So,
it was confusing if nothing else.
It was really confusing,
I think the thing to point out is in the UK, most grocery stores, well, large ones, will definitely sell every bit of alcohol, gin and spirits and wine and beer, cider, anything you want. Even small family-run stores will have a liquor license and do groceries, bananas, apples and a bottle of gin, please.
Yeah.
So it was, in that way, I would say it was a little bit more inconvenient travelling across the States.
Yeah. Okay, we've grouped the next lot together under road realities.
Touring in Walter.
This is your one, really.
Well, yeah, thank you. It's 'cause we're touring across, and we were on a lot of roads, so we saw a lot of things in our 6 months. And the first one that really stands out for us was the lorries. You call them 18-wheelers, we call them HGVs.
The fast lorries is what you're talking about. The speed of lorries.
Just incredible.
Huge, big vehicles.
And the difference is, of course, in the UK, most big articulated lorries are limited to 60 miles an hour. Whereas we were getting overtaken by lorries on the interstate, and they were easily doing 75, weren't they?
We're talking miles per hour?
Yeah, MPH, miles per hour. And it was just shocking how fast they are.
We did get beeped quite a few times.
He was doing 50 miles an hour, and we were on our lane out the way there, and they were bombing past.
Okay, next, 4-way stop signs. Oh my goodness.
Why?
Why?
Why? I guess on busy interstates, if you come up to a busy one, I can see why they'd make you stop, but they have them everywhere, don't they?
Everywhere.
Oh.
So, and we're Brits, we're so polite. So we're at 4-way stop sign, and I'm still not sure the etiquette. You just let people go. I don't know, but we're like just telling everybody to go.
Yeah.
We're like, when's our turn?
Going?
What do we do? Because of course we're used to roundabouts, and we're not seeing many of those at all in America.
No, we could. The US could do with some good, nice, solid roundabouts.
We did see a couple.
Yeah, not about 4 or 5 across this train. Really? Look at that! Not seen one of those in a while.
A roundabout.
It's a roundabout. It's an American roundabout.
Let's see if everybody knows what to do.
Wow, I love a roundabout.
Around a roundabout.
God, you don't see those very often in the US.
Oh, look at a roundabout sign.
Even the sign looks unusual.
It looks like British.
Oh, it's like almost like being back at home. Oh, on the wrong side of the road.
Bryce Canyon. Oh, give way.
Give way.
He's on his phone.
Get off the phone, mate. You're meant to drive and be on the phone. Yeah, my right away.
Oh, does he know what to do? Oh, he knew where to
Does he? Yeah, well, I know what to do.
Oh, you know what to do.
Let's give way to the traffic
That's
coming
good,
out.
isn't it?
Yeah, good old roundabout. Let's have another 40,000 of those in here. The thing about it is because we're driving a manual, I'm down into first gear every time. A lot of you Americans, I think, drive automatics, so it's just quite easy because you put your foot on the brake and then you're away. But I had to go down through the gears, stop, back up through the gears. 50 yards. Oh, there's another stop sign. It was in the UK we have give way signs. So you come up. I think you call them yield here. And so you come up, and you can look, and if there's something coming, you can almost keep going. But we didn't want to get any points, did we, on our license?
No. Right, next one on the list, school buses. Now I think this is a great thing about America.
Here's the thing, the school bus stops in the middle of the road, and everybody's got to stop. Oncoming cars have got to stop. We've all got to stop.
Yeah, we didn't know that, did we?
So the kids can...
So you see the car on the other side of the street there, stops to let the kid cross.
That's really good.
So you've got to stop both sides of traffic, and then the lights stop flashing and you can go, I think. I love the school buses. They're really iconic.
But that must keep the school kids safer. Yeah. So that was we quite enjoyed. I didn't mind. The stop signs I had a bit of a whinge about, but no, I didn't mind stopping for school buses.
Let's talk about a moment of pure joy for our budget.
Fuel, diesel, gas, whatever you want to call it. Now, we got into conversations with a lot of US people while we were over here, and it was great. But a lot of them did kind of complain about the cost of the rising fuel.
They did.
And we found it quite hard to sympathise with them, really, because it is half the price of what it is in the UK. I mean, that is just incredible. So, I mean, although we did a lot more miles traveling across with 12,000 miles going across the US trip.
Is that what we did?
Yeah,
12,000 miles.
just over 12,000 miles. But it cost us way less than it would in the UK.
Have you got any price comparisons?
Yeah, I have got some price comparisons. If you were to fill up a US gallon in the UK with diesel, it would cost you $6.60, which is just, the US would go nuts for that. It's a lot of money. We got chatting to some older guys, and they said, "Oh, I remember when it was just $1 a gallon." That was amazing.
And you think that's why the lorries go faster and everybody drives big vehicles as well, because the fuel is so much cheaper.
We met a lot of people on the road that have a 7.7 truck, a 7.7 litre truck. You couldn't afford to use that. Well, if you're really wealthy in the UK, you're super rich, you could afford to put diesel or fuel in that. But yeah, that is a difference. We don't drive big gas
guzzlers.
Gas guzzlers. But anyway, so that was.
We were very happy about that. We were happy about the cheap prices. Yeah. And the last bulk of our category is surprises.
Yeah, what surprised us about our trip, and the first one we've got on there are the trains. That is a big difference between the US and the UK. It is a home. It is the amount of trains here we've seen.
We're talking about cargo trains.
Yeah, but it really is quite spectacular when the trains come up the river there. And they give a big old toot and things. It looks quite impressive. So I'm hoping to see that. And if you think I'm turning into a train spotter, leave me a comment and tell me if I should get some help. But hopefully it'll look quite nice.
Of the cargo trains is just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing, the length of these trains. They've got 4 or 5 engines at the front, at the middle, at the end, and they just go on for miles.
For miles. Of course, US is so vast, and it must be such a convenient way to get that coal or whatever they use or what they're going by. But it blew us away. And at first, it's that iconic sound, that hooting.
Yeah, because the main thing's not the length of them. The main thing is the horns.
Every time they come to a level crossing, if it's unmanned, they've got to do a certain pattern of noise, and it was quite loud, wasn't it? I loved it at first.
Oh, well, I still like it.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's iconic. But we did get woken all night in one particular place. I remember we parked very close to the train line because we couldn't find anywhere else. And all night the train went
tooting, incredible.
And because of that iconic sound,
yeah.
You don't have that in the UK at all.
No.
So we loved it and we hated it actually.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
We loved it and we hated it.
Your trains are fabulous.
Yeah. What was a real surprise and a great one for me was it was so empowering and cool to see so many women in construction in the USA. So at the side of the road when they were doing roadworks or repairing the road, on construction sites, doing the traffic control, when
building bridges.
Yeah, absolutely.
Women everywhere, aren't they?
Really, it's definitely, that's a huge change from the UK. Real thumbs up, real positive thing for the USA
definitely.
Then.
Yeah. Can we talk about the clean parks
and the public spaces?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now again, this is only our experience. Let's caveat this with, we didn't go to big cities. We're talking about rural areas, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah. We didn't go into the middle of Chicago, so this is our experience.
Of
in the countryside.
In the countryside, and visiting and national parks there, and state parks.
Sure.
And what we did definitely find, and it was very interesting, is there was the lack of vandalism and how clean they were.
Oh yeah.
which was fantastic.
Yeah. There was a couple of places we parked. I remember one beautiful beach stop in Wyoming, and it was fairly out the way, yeah. But in the UK, this place would have been vandalised, is my experience.
Yeah.
But there was a picnic table. There's a fire pit. There's bins. I think the American people have a real pride in their public spaces.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And on the conversely, what you just said about the bins there, if we did go to a state park or national park and there weren't bins, because there's the healthy culture of taking your rubbish home with you.
Your rubbish home. Yeah, there'd be no bins, but I think there wasn't rubbish left lying about. People genuinely took it home. We were quite surprised by that, because I think we're used to seeing, if there's no bins, we're used to seeing rubbish thrown just to the side and left, and people didn't do that.
No. Yeah, another great thing that America is really good at is toilets and pit toilets. You could be out in the middle of anywhere and there might be a little trail starting, a nice hike, and they would always have a pit toilet there, and they were in good nick as well, weren't they, often? And
yeah, big thank you to America for van lifers, because there's pit toilets everywhere.
Yeah, which is really good.
And we're not used to that in the UK and Europe. But we're absolutely not. You know, you have to go to a town to get a public convenience.
Yeah.
But these are just everywhere. Any park up that's a public area, there seems to be pit toilets that are cleaned regularly.
Yeah.
Some are better than others, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know? Some you wouldn't want to use.
They were usable though, and
Absolutely.
that's a real feather in the cap for the USA.
Yeah, we thought
whereas
that
in
was
the
great.
UK, they seem to be closing more and more conveniences for people. So yeah, thumbs up USA.
up
well
the
done
US
for
for
that. Pit
that one,
toilets.
yeah.
That was great.
And you know what I really liked as well, because I can get nervous around dogs that I don't know as well. So if they're barking and running towards you. And in many states, again, we can't talk for every state, but many states that we visited, there's really strict leash laws for dogs. So
yeah,
especially
they do.
in play parks where children are, the dogs have to be on a lead. They're not allowed to free run, which I think is that not just common sense when you're in a playground with children? Again, I think that's a positive thumb up to the USA, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did notice that.
Yeah.
And before we cover any more, if you are enjoying the video and you are intrigued what we've done and who we are, go back and look at some of our other videos. Give us a like and give us a subscribe. That'd be amazing.
We absolutely loved our time in America, and we're not finished. We will be going back. We have to rack up some more of those states. Yeah. Even despite the noisy trains, we'll still be going back, Martin.
We definitely will, and the annoying stop signs, but that won't stop us.
And we do say this about our travels in general, living full time in a van, and we go to some great places, beautiful scenery, but what makes it is the people.
And we met there's too many to mention on this video, but we met just genuinely interesting, engaging Americans who wanted to know, were inquisitive, they wanted to know who we were, what we were doing, and they showed nothing but kindness. And almost every state we went to, I think.
Yeah, with so many people.
So to our American friends, did we get these comparisons just about right?
Yeah, what else do you notice? We've got other stuff. I'm sure we haven't gone through everything. Of course we haven't.
No.
Yeah. But to the UK people, what about those 4-way stop signs? Can you handle them?
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, leave a comment below and tell us.
But I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button, give us a like, give us a hype if you can find that button. Helps the channel grow.
Thanks for watching.
And thanks for watching. Bye.